Welcome back everybody to Chrono. For full disclosure, I actually had to start a brand new game because I lost some videos because we were further in the Let's Play than you would know. And I'd lost stuff by about 3 or 4 videos worth of stuff. I don't know why. So I had to restart a game. So I got us back to where we left off, where we just killed that big black thing that was like an amalgamation of other creatures. So they slightly better run actually though for people's progression. They've got a bit more strength in this run, so I'm kind of glad about that, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to put us back to exactly where we were. Looks like the sea's back to normal. You said you were heading for Fort Dragania to go after the Viper and his men. Let me give you some advice. Mount Pyre is a fiery hell. Without any protection against fire, you'll lose straight fast. I suggest to see the Water Dragon for his divine protection. Although I haven't heard much about him recently. I wonder if the dragon's still alive. Actually, I haven't heard much about other dragons either. And those monsters we just beat. What's going on nowadays? I tell ya, even the sea seems to have changed its nature. It's probably because we human folk have come around. Yeah, I don't need much to talk about, pirate. In the name of Davy Jones, what have we done? My accents are different, I'm not quite sure, because the playthrough from previous was the last video that you saw was a couple of weeks ago, actually. So we do need to go to Water Dragon Island, but we know that it's all dried up on this, in this world. So we're gonna go back to our world, home world, and actually, you know, hope that the dragon is still good there. One thing that's neat, when we fought Polly this time, I actually got an element that we didn't get last playthrough, which is called Inferno. It is an AoE fire spell. It's level 5, so I'm not actually utilizing it properly yet. It's at -1 at the moment. And I'm going to keep it on Pip because I need him to have as much... I want him to become a red elemental character since he evolves. So we're going to do that. And I hate to say we're going to get rid of Kid as soon as Pip evolves. Because I don't want 2 reds. Well, right now we have 2 whites, and it's kind of annoying, so so let's head back to Possum Beach. And we will just, oh, by the way, if you press select, you can actually change who is in front, and I do find that quite fun. I like to walk around as Pip sometimes. But it does... I was able to get back to where we are in about 2 hours, because with the emulator you can speed up the system. So it was a single sitting, you know, a few walkaways for snacking, but just a single go, and I'm pretty happy with how the newer playtest went out. So we don't have a boat in Homeworld, therefore we do need to find someone that does. Lucky for us, however, there's that old guy that sits at the pier next to Lena. I believe he can take us to Water Dragon Island. Oh, it's you, Birch. Great day, huh? How you been? What was that? You want me to take you to Water Dragon Island? Well, it's not far, so I'm going to take you for 100 gold. Forget it. I need to do something real quick. Well, I don't care. If you recall, hopefully this isn't in a previous video, but I really don't think it is. We recall that we had this poet girl. Wait, are we in Homeworld? We are in Homeworld, never mind. We got the book of poems from... What happened was the girl in our world, she was a poet. She told us poems, and so that was cool. When we went and visited the same girl in another world, she did not do poetry. So what I did was I came back to Homeworld and I told her, hey, you in another world gave up. And she's like, oh, that's terrible. Here, I don't believe, but here, take my poetry book, and I will sign it with my signature. And give it to her. And so we're going to do that, and she's going to be like, hey, that's my signature, what the deuce? And then she'll give us a very cool item that will be quite helpful to us. For right now, we are going to go to Water Dragon Isle. I Razzle in the party, but I want Pip in here because I want him to get the exposure to the elements that he needs to evolve. And I want Kid in here because, well, she pilfers. So when we get to parts that she would have been viable, I will let you know. Oh, it's been a while since I've visited this isle, but it's beautiful. Its beauty never fades. But there's something strange. I don't see any of the fairies that usually dance around the pond, and they don't mind that you're there. Oh, pardon me. There's a small village of fairies on the island, on the isle. I should be beyond the pond. Ugh. I don't know what brings you to the island, but it's best to ask the fairies to learn about this place. In the meantime, I'll be around and here fishing. This pond is great for fishing. That's a good time for crops, too. Nobleman Swerve. If anyone gets that reference, well done. And let me know, actually. It's always fun to know who gets what. The one to our right would just take us to a dead end of nothing. Gladly, I, for the most part, have these memorized. Every now and then, you know, if it's such a minor detail, the memory might slip, but pretty sure I got them down, so just take the direction that I am going, and you will be able to loot a few neat items. So I don't actually remember what the items are. You go up here, which is actually a climbable spot. Here's a chest, and what do we get? Aqua balls. Not terribly useful. It's a good thing we're not going to be fighting any red elements right now, because we wouldn't be using them. Hopefully by the time we go to Mount Pyre, though, Pip will have evolved, and we can put Lena back in our party, because she did a bit better in gaining magic this roundabout, and she's quite powerful if you do recall, especially with that magic. She's actually quite the powerhouse this time. Her strength's up to like 15, I think. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I like walking around as Pip. By the way, in New Game Plus, you do not have to have Surge in your party, which to me is fantastic, because since I don't like using two of the same elements, it excludes a lot of light elemental characters for me. Ooh, another Ice Blast. So there's a good chance that I will do a second playthrough in New Game Plus and utilize a completely different story, or different party, I'm sorry. And we will take the different routes that we skipped around, that we didn't do, you know, like not saving Kid, like taking Guile as our guide to Viper Manor, because we don't want to pick Pierre still. Because those are just neat things to see, plus just get to watch, you know, other characters get used, essentially. I'm going to save it here, because it's where I'm at. Also, I've been having weird issues with my save states lately, you know, like I'm gonna test it out real quick. Let's see, it's hit F1, which should be the save state. Move to here, and then F3. Okay, yeah, cool. We're back in it working for me as I want it to. Very good. So let's go visit this fairy village, see how they're doing, see if they like us or not. And the dwarves are here. Just when I thought it was a rarity to see humans on this remote isle, you all hi-ho along! Look at this isle. It's a beautiful and perfect fit for our new home. Too good for these damn fairies. You humans taught us that the world is built on the dead bodies of other species. Now hi-ho, away with you, along with the fairies to the deeps of the sea. I swear, there's like 3 different voice types for these dwarves. Don't bug me about it. It's gonna happen. I don't see any treasure here, but I've been doing quite good at grinding actually, because as I told you, between each hi-ho, how darling, you shall perish in the depths of the sea, along with those fairies, you filthy humans. Between each star level, you can get a single minor level, and I've been getting that almost every time that's been, or I've been getting every time it's been possible, but almost every time that, you know, I've missed a few on it. I do want to show you Chrono actually. It feels weird to me right now doing this all at normal pace, because I've been doing the speed version of this game for the past 2.5 hours or so. Let's see if we can get anything, and then we'll get a capsule. That's actually more useful than you might think. And I'd actually like to check the other one, just in case we actually kill. Yep. Oh wow, Pip actually hit this time. It's too well. Let's show you Inferno. That is a cool looking spell. I like how it's a big explosion in the center of nowhere. And go to phase. You notice how Pip went first? That's because I do have him at the front of the party, as you noticed. So I'm going to be doing that for a bit until he evolves. And you see how Pip just got a health point. I believe that means that he can still get a minor level. Something I really do want to get. So I'm going to kill all of these. I should have read that aloud. I apologize. If you want to see what that says, please pause the video. I kind of talking and glazed over the fact that it has dialogue. My goal is actually to attempt to use multiple red elements of Pip every combat. Because I believe he will evolve, not based off the amount of comments he has, but the amount of elements he's exposed to, and that involves both what he uses and what his allies use. So I'm going to be limiting, I need to make sure to keep red the most dominant that he's exposed to. And I don't believe he even has to be hit by an element. Yeah, I believe it's just what is cast in combat. I'm gonna do that. That's good. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's just what it's like. Touch me. I would like to use some Chrono. So we're gonna take a quick defend, and then I don't think you guys have actually seen Arrow Blaster. Because I also got that in the Hydra Marsh off of those weird creatures that they look like they look like they can eat you. They look like a thing from Final Fantasy IX that kind of eats Phoebe at the end of the game. You know, if you recall the thing that we had to take the pollen to in the Shadow Forge, and shrunk and gave us that skullduggery frame. Those things, and they gave me. It's pretty cool. So I would like to actually show you what it looks like, and if anything, it'll still push Pip over to the side I want him to be. I kind of wanted him to be green, in all honesty, but I already plan to have a green character. One that actually uses a sword, for me, is rare. I tend to stay away from swords in games like Ansem because they're so damn prevalent. But damn, you Dark Souls making all the swords some of the best freaking weapons in the game. I'll always end up with one. What did we get? A tablet. Okay, that's something. Hopefully we can get a little other element out with Pip. And while we are trying to get Pip to do his thing, I do apologize that he's not going to be the most fun to watch, because there's going to be a lot more combat that I might edit out, I'm not sure. But it won't be until after that comment right there, because I've set some dialogue that I think is viable to keep in. But for the rest of this Water Dragon Isle, I will edit out combat. And until we've seen things that, you know, until we've seen things that you haven't seen yet. Welcome back. Just did a combat right there, and I'm actually writing down notes of timestamps so I can make the editing process a little faster on my end. But I'll see you in the next combat. Welcome back once more, everybody. It looks like we've cleared out all the dwarves in this section. Those are all fairies on the ground. We just talked to them. They're like, why is this happening? What did we do to deserve this? You know, why won't they leave our home? It's rather sad, to be honest with you. And here's a gaggle of dwarves. I knew you'd come. Now we must confront you fools once again. I suppose this is fate. This ends now with your deaths. Die, human scum. they don't like us. As far as what we did in the Iron War, that we didn't necessarily know that that would have to start consequences almost. Oh, that is a large comet. Ooh, high hope for us. Hey, that's a some of them doing it. And that's actually something we can do as the game progresses. There are dual tech skills, and there are tri-tech skills. We actually missed out on the characters that would be able to do a dual tech skill with Earth. So that's unfortunate. Ooh, that was well done. That was well done. Get it? Because we burnt them. Yeah. Said out loud. I'm using AoE, some magnum bombs, some spread, so it helps a bit. But in New Game Plus, I'll definitely go down that route because he's a very good character. I've only used him once in a playthrough ever, and I just loved it, which is again weird because he uses a sword. It's like, what the hell am I doing liking all this sword play? It's very strange. Let's use another fire. Let's use another red element. Just boost that hit as much as we can. This isn't necessarily a boss battle, but you know, I think it's important enough to show. Oh man, if we had a red element summon, we'd be able to use it right now to be. That'd be sweet, guys. Sweet. But we don't. We don't have it. That's de-escalated quickly. Let's go first. The red element, and it'll obviously if it's playing help Pip out. We're gonna have Pip use a red element as well. Iron. That's cool. Kids. I miss good on Nickelodeon the days like Rugrats. Tell me what character says Doug's name like that. I will give you a shout out. Oh, what did we get? That's crap. That's decent. That's good. Okay, we'll take the strength. Man, Pip just got screwed. But when Pip evolves, I believe his stats change. Do not quote me on that. Oh, what strength! I cannot allow our clan to be defeated here. The next will be your last, human. Oh, come after us, humans, if you want to save the fairies, and we do. Retreat! Talruff! Bearduff! Bye, Talruff. Bye, Bearduff. I'll miss you. Not really. I won't miss him. I believe that there's an item up here through that door. And since we did get a star level, we're gonna be going for we're gonna kill all these dwarves in here and hope that we get a minor level. Sometimes you get it after one combat, sometimes you get it after like 15. Let's hope for one. Come on, keep on the target so we don't lose our percentage. Great. Love when that happens. I do not know what it takes, and that does bother me. I should really look into these things, but I like to do as much as extra on the game as I can do because it's my favorite game of all time. But see if I look into it. But yeah, if anyone can figure out what character in Doug goes bark, 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 I will give you a shout out. And whatever future video that I am making when I see your comment, which depending on when you make it, depends on if it'll even be in the Chrono series. But when that shout out happens, I will send that person a message on YouTube saying, hey, you're in this episode, watch and figure out when it happens, because that would just give me another view. You know? I think it's funny. I'm going through here. I believe that's where the chest is. Yep. And what is it? It is a magic ring. None of these people are really magic users. Oh, I got something off of Zoa in the Shadow Force I didn't get last time. I got a power wrist. I don't believe I had a quick wrist. And what it does is it increases your damage up. I thought I got a power glove. Was I wrong? Or did I screw up and it might have been a screw up where I like messed up my save state so it actually did. That's balls. That is balls. Balls in your face. Balls in your face. I had sung that since I was like a teenager. So weird. Some of the things that stick around in your memory. Especially inappropriate like balls in your face. But I'm noticing that I am tailing off words and sentences sometimes with a more British approach to English, and that is because I've been watching Mage Masher do his Let's Play of Final Fantasy X. That man is brilliant when it comes to Let's Play, especially Final Fantasy. And so I just kind of accidentally pick up people's dialects as I listen to them. And yes, I unfortunately will even do that with the southern Louisiana or Texas accent. I don't like how the southern accent sounds. No offense to you if you have it. I just don't like it. For some reason it bugs me. It just sounds, I'll be honest, it just sounds unintelligent, uneducated. I'm not saying that they are. Like my Uncle Bill, he's got his master's degree in education. He's been a head coach for a few different colleges, so both of those things obviously take intelligence. And I was talking to my phone just a few days ago, and I was like, Uncle Bill, you know I love you, right? He's like, yeah, I know that's good. And I was like, and can I tell you something that I deem funny that might offend you? He's like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, I know how smart you are, but with your accent, you just sound like an idiot. And he's like, I think I haven't known that my whole life. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Thanks, Phil. He's like, no problem. Just don't tell your grandpa about it because he gets all offended. And I'm like, yeah, my grandpa does. He's a strange man. And I don't just mean, for getting offended over something to rightly get offended over, I would say. No, I wouldn't say rightly, but I have very high, something decent has to be done to actually get offended, in my opinion. When someone's like, oh, they talk like, they say the word cunt. And I know women don't like that word for the most part, especially in the United States. But I'm offended, okay? Okay, what? Okay, what does that do? What does that mean? Are you hurt? No? Okay. Are you like emotionally scarred for more than, 20 seconds? No? Then shut up. I don't care. I'm not going to go out of my way to offend somebody. Unless I don't like them, that is. But oh well, you got offended. Okay, move on. You're an adult. Move on. People get fired in the workplace because they offend people. If they're doing it on purpose to be a right dick, then fine, fire them because, that's a terrible trait in somebody. But if it's an accident, let's say, someone makes a race joke or something because, they just haven't listened to Dave Chappelle. He's bloody hilarious, as we all know. And he does racing, and I love it. Or even let's say someone, let's roll with that one. So someone does that. And they make a joke, hell no, let's make it as calm as I've heard before and see if you can go for it. Let's see someone say, I think we should get pizza for the office. And someone says, alright, let's get pepperoni and cheese. Everyone likes pepperoni and cheese. It's very common, let's do it. And then someone says, oh, what about Steve? What about Steve? Steve's Jewish. Jews can't have, and then the person that originally recommended the cheese and pepperoni says, oh, that's right, Jews can't have dairy and meat together. I forgot, it's weird. What do you mean that's weird? That's offensive. Are you fucking Steve? Are you Jewish? No, I'm not. Then shut the fuck up. Don't go off getting offended for someone else. Especially when you talk to Steve. Steve doesn't fucking care. He's just gonna say, can you just get a cheese one so I can have it too? And he's like, yeah, no, I'll get just a plain cheese so you can have some too. It'd be a little shitty if you didn't. But I so commonly see people getting offended for other people, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you know? And I apologize, I've been trying to not curse in these Let's Plays, but this is actually a topic that I do get quite upset about. I just find it so childish that someone will say, oh, I'm going to report Bob to HR because he brought up, you know, he got mad that he made a comment about Steve being Jewish. So I'm going to report him to HR, and then Bob's going to get fired. So because I got offended for someone, Bob's going to lose his livelihood. He's going to lose his ability of income. And I think it's disgusting how that happens sometimes, you know? I'm sorry that I'm ranting and raving about all this crap, especially if I should be cutting out this video, so I'm going to stop now. Alright folks, and we're back. I'm going to use this save point right here. If I can. Hey, I apologize, I don't want to go on rants like that, that's not really what the place for. That's really fun. You see behind that waterfall, there's actually a little cave. There is an item in there that we can get by taking out this guy. No, this treasure is mine. I'm not giving it up. Oh, you're giving it up. I'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome back, guys. What did we get here? We got a scaly dress. The dress is only women can wear. Like I've said before, there is an exception for some reason. Who it is. So she would lose a little bit of defense, but gain a little bit of magic defense. So we're gonna kind of keep her with that. Alright, I'm gonna do this combat, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. I missed you. I know you missed me. I mean, it was only like a second for you, but you know, it was an entire minute for me actually. So I'm gonna go up and save it real quick because the next combat does initiate a boss fight, so I would like to split the episodes there. So I will see you in front of those dwarves in the next episode. Thank you everyone for watching. This is Soul Chris. I will please like, subscribe, share with friends, all that stuff I'm supposed to say. And I will see you on the next episode of Chrono. Thank you much.